Leftists who think Americans will accept socialism that doesn't have vast quantity of options are funny. Yeah. No, people that want to like restructure people's brains and how they feel about like at least the false notion of choice, even if it's like 24 Oreos being created or all these options that are being created by like one fucking or six multinational conglomerates are hilarious. Like it doesn't matter. Um, Especially because they themselves, in their own personal lives, when no one is looking, violate those very same rules in ways that they do not comprehend. That's why you see so many people on Twitter, for example, pop the fuck off and say idiotic things only to be exposed immediately after they're done saying those idiotic things for violating those same rules. Remember how I always, this is a Nick Mullen joke too, to be fair, but I've talked about how like, keyword search Asian before and predated to like 2015 on anyone's profile, and you will see like the this you tweets immediately off of like anyone that's actively championing anti-racist values. Now, people's point of view can change throughout time. Do not misunderstand me, but but you should be empathetic to others. That's my point. Like this. I don't know who this person is, but please, if you're a communist and you actively enjoy restaurants, especially wealthier ones, you're just a bourgeois sympathizer. Learn to cook your own fucking meals. Person says, why do people think restaurants are basically fine and would still exist under socialism, for Christ's sake? Please, for half a second, just think about it. Really getting my mind blown this morning. Lol. Now, these are people that are just like popping off and shooting the shit. Ultimately, it's completely meaningless. It's completely fucking meaningless. It's just stupid people. Like, who cares? Let people be stupid. And then there's another version of this, which is cooking is a performative act of luxury hobbyist consumption, e.g., preferring gas over induction, paying a premium for red knobs, trying to nail a sous vide recipe. When restaurants exist as a nefarious market inefficiency, recent discourse compels me to remind you: home cooking is regressive, NIMBY aligned, problematically gendered, and ultimately a means of reifying existing class structures. This is a joke, by the way, I think. This guy was joking. The revolution will not be prepared in your kitchen. It will be served to you at a restaurant. I think this was the joke. And this comes from a place of like endlessly pontificating about a post-revolutionary society because you recognize that it is so unachievable that it can only be achievable in your mind. And the only way that it is achievable in your mind is the exact way that it fits like your own personal quirks. You know what I mean? But it's still a good take? What? No, it's not. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not a good take. And when you say it's still a good take, you personally have either A, read too much, or B, are just as fucking brain diseased as this person is. You know what I mean? This is literally the same exact energy as like, in a post-revolutionary society, I'm going to be the fucking anime appraiser. Okay. That's what, again, we just like talked so much about this. So it's in my mind. We talked so much about this with Chapo. See, boom. Immediately, the other alternative comes out. How will the disabled cook? Like, you don't need to have that. You don't need to entertain this conversation, my friend. It is made by a silly person who probably wears their political ideology as a skin, okay? Wears it for a little bit and will cast it aside and will change their mind because they're not motivated by like an empathetic worldview or anything like that. They might be somewhat empathetic, but the ideology that they LARP as is just one that is trendy, okay? That's it. And there are people like that in this chat as well, which is why I talk about this. Mike, hi, Hasanabi. I've decided to be a better person because you have a nice day, sir. Well, thank you. This was a really funny one. I saw this because Frogan quote tweeted it. So a white boy band called Big Time Rush released a song with ableist language, and I'm yet to see the same level of outrage from the disabled community. White disabled people, we got to do better. Like, you think this is? I mean, what are we doing? Apparently, the song is like 11 years old, right? I mean, I love this. It's content. I'm a fan of this content. This is good content. But you have to treat it as good content and not like immediately turn around and be like, oh, we need to fucking dox this person. You know what I mean? Wait, this isn't satire? No, of course not. Of course not. This is the left. This is the leftist version of like, here's the thing. There's nothing to gain for us dunking on people who are chronically online. No, there is something to gain. And the thing to gain is to show that, like, well, I'm not like this, okay? And I think this is ridiculous. And also, I think it's kind of funny. And I like joking at that. I like laughing at that. What is this you? Asians. That's it, yeah. As me. Yeah, this is the leftist version of the gay Disney conspiracy. You know what I mean? It's like you're terminally online. Everyone's terminally online. They're just like trying to find new and creative ways of trying to be. They're trying to find new and creative ways of like trying to stand out from the crowd. So they get that juicy dopamine hit. You know what I mean? Please go outside and talk to people, not behind your keyboard in an echo chamber. It's good for you. Yeah. I don't even think that's leftist brain rot. That just looks like stan culture brain rot, or maybe they're just a teen. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But ultimately, my point is, you know, be normal always, okay? And yeah, that's ableist. Well, fucking I'm ableist. It really frustrates me how people see movements as trends, but also that has to do with the commodification of movements under capitalism. Certainly. I have seen the post that says stupid is a slur. Yes, I've made fun of it. I made jokes about it. I know it's in response to the Lizzo and Beyonce controversies. I thought those were funny too. Stop trying to be over the top charitable to people who are just popping off for fucking Twitter likes, okay? Because that's what you're doing. When you look to something like this and you go, well, there's a good point in there. There's a good point to be captured in there. You are adopting pre-existing double standards between the way that like black content creators get treated or black people get treated versus white people get treated, and they're using that. They're using that that systemic inequality for what? For what purpose? To juice their fucking tweet and for other idiots like you to go and click like on it. Okay? Because you're going to be charitable, because you're basically conditioned when you hear the appropriate fucking words, when you hear the right words, when you hear emancipatory language, when you hear that like TikTok, you know, corporate Memphis tone of voice coming out from a Twitter thread, you are literally immediately conditioned in the most Pavlovian way to react in a positive way. Okay? That's it. That's the point. The important thing to remember is that no one in America understands literally anything about politics, so what they self-identify as their politics indicates almost nothing about what they actually believe / understand. Yeah. So, try to kill your stream? Wait, what? Why? Feel like you're making a change without any critical... But yeah, it's just like, well, my point is this, okay? It's just it is just like chronically online shit. Anyway, I highly doubt that these white men will take any note of the criticism. Beyonce and Lizzo, like this is a person who I think is like very embarrassed to be white. Okay, I think they're like super embarrassed, and like they're just trying desperately to pop off, to be like, I'm one of the good ones, like, please, you know what I mean? Then doesn't giving it any time juice to tweet because you are terminally online space full of people with this kind of brain rot? No, I'm using this as an example to not do this. This is like when people say, yo, this is your community that you created, have fun. And when I'm in the process of yelling at someone to not behave that way, you know what I mean? You're doing that same exact thing. My point for showing this is to be like, don't be like this, or understand what this is. Understand what this is, and laugh it off because it's creative writing. Okay, it's marginal, it's completely devoid of any sort of like any real impact. Okay, and that's it. I'm using this as a learning moment and an opportunity. There is no reason to see this as anything but that. Does it make me feel good to say that it's worth it to look at these marginal posters and be like, oh, lol, that's not me. Seems like it's just feeding into anti-woke shit needlessly. I mean, okay. Sure. I'm feeding into anti-woke shit then. Anyway, I thought these white men will take note of the criticism. Beyonce and Lizzo have set the standard, and it's disappointing, but not surprising that it's unlikely other artists will have the same acknowledgement and adjustments to their language. Also, the ableism in the song Paralyzed is so much more prominent than the single ableist slur that was used unknowingly in Beyonce and Lizzo's songs. The whole chorus is centered around ableism. Like, look at these lyrics. The song is hella ableist too. They intentionally stutter in the chorus. I try to speak, but girl, you got me tongue-tied. I try to breathe, but I'm frozen inside. Try to move, but I'm stuck in my shoes. You got me paralyzed. Paralyzed. Wait, what? That's wild. So, by the way, a part of the reason why I do this is because this audience is broad. So while you know where I'm fucking coming from, and you know what my perspective is, a lot of people don't. They come in for the first time ever. There are probably 2,000 people in here right now that have just clicked on this broadcast for the first time ever. They know a little bit about me. They probably think that I am, a liberal or whatever the fuck. So it's important for those people to understand that this community revolves around not championing these sorts of otherwise silly causes that aren't real causes to begin with. And that's it. That's the reason why I do this regularly. Also, besties, I'm not looking to argue whether this is ableist or not. Just because the stutter is used in other songs doesn't make it less ableist. Yeah. How long do you think it will take for the extreme side of the left to dissipate back to something more palatable? Or is this the new normal? Same question for the far right. Wait, what? No, this has been around forever. It's never going to change. The only difference is that, like, on the internet, you can pop off with these. On the internet, you can pop off and like make it seem like this is representative of an otherwise like neutered movement. This isn't like a leftist value or a demonstration of the left either. That's the point I'm trying to show you.